Hey everybody, it is Monday morning and I just got back from Dallas from ELC, which is our executive leadership retreat. Got back super late last night, so I'm working on this morning. But I wanted to give you an update kind of about my experience because it really was a pretty powerful one, but yet not the one that I expected. The inside joke right now is that 2016 is the year that shall not be named. If you are familiar with Harry Potter, Voldemort, that is kind of what that's playing off of. But 2016, the year that shall not be named, was a really hard year. We ran into a lot of difficulties business-wise that we were not expecting. We were not expecting the kind of company-wide growth that we experienced. And, that's awesome, but it also came with a set of setbacks. And some of those affected us more than others. So ELC was kind of par for the course. I got up by a 6 a.m. flight and it was up at 3 because I just couldn't sleep. And then had to get Heidi and go to the airport. So 3 a.m., up at 3, on the plane at 6. Heidi and I are both tea drinkers, so we were just excited to get on the plane and have a cup of tea and just kind of wake ourselves up and, it's going to be good. So we get on the plane and they come on the intercom and they say, well, folks, we were going to cancel the flight. They didn't service our water last night, but we're going to decide to go ahead with it anyway. We just can't serve you coffee, tea, and you can't use the bathroom because there's no water. And then later they come back on and they say, well, you could use the bathroom for liquids, but solids, we could probably give you a bottle of water to flush it down because the vacuum still works, but not the water. So we're just kind of sitting there at 6 a.m. It's just surreal. I've never had a plane not have water. I don't know. Flight goes, we get to Dallas, we really just can't find any food or Denver, we can't find any food that we like, just nothing is sounding good, we're all over the place. We just want to get on the plane, have a cup of tea, and then, we'll be in Dallas soon. So, we get on the plane, and they come on the intercom, and they say, well, folks, we aren't going to be able to serve you any coffee or tea, and you're not going to be able to use the bathroom because our water is frozen. So completely surreal. Again, here we are, no water. We get to ELC where I'm starving. We haven't eaten because we just couldn't find anything to eat. But I have a director meeting, so I just go in that and my head is spinning. Really exhausting travel day. We had 2 full days of amazing speakers. The last night we decided we need to go to bed early. We just need to be rested for traveling back and being ready for our families. 1:30 the fire alarm decides that it needs to go off. And so Heidi and I are out of bed and we're running down the stairs and nobody else seems concerned. But we get down and they're saying it's a false alarm. So we go back up and like half an hour later it's going off again. So we're up, we're out of bed, we're down the stairs. And now they're saying it's a technical glitch. The fire alarm proceeds to go off for the next several hours, and it's really loud in our room. So what do? We just kind of hang out down in the lobby. There's a bunch of other people there. They just packed up their stuff. Some people had a 4:30 a.m. shuttle. It's now 3:30 at this point, so why not just stay down in the lobby? So good news, we got our room refunded, but bad news, we were exhausted. And then the flight back, we get on the plane on Sunday and we're coming back and, before we're even off the ground, they basically tell us, it's going to be the flight of death and there's going to be a lot of turbulence. So you're going to need to get up and go to the bathroom now because we're going to shake the crap out of you. And then come back and sit down and we're just going to keep that seatbelt on. So they only served water. They could not get out their carts. They eventually came by in a short window and gave us a little cup of water. So we got water on that flight. And we got a bathroom, I guess. So, and the last flight we actually got finally our cup of tea, and a snack. That was awesome. So, the whole trip was not quite what I was expecting and was slightly inconvenient at many times. But it reminded me of my Usborne Books and More business. Because you know what? Life does not always go smoothly. And we can choose to focus on that and dwell on that, and that becomes our story. Or we can focus on the other parts of the business. So I started out telling you all of the crap that went wrong with my weekend. And too often, that's what we jump to, that's what we dwell on. But what if we flip that story around? And what if we focus on the life-changing things that were a part of not only my weekend, but my business in 2016. 2016 was a tough year, but I promoted to director. And there's something in that. ELC was really a hard travel trip, but I was reminded of the importance of our mission and our vision. I was reminded that we have amazing people in the home office working so hard at the expense of themselves and their families for us, because they believe in what we're capable of, and they have that sense of responsibility not only to us, but our families, because they know what this business means to us. I was reminded that so much is possible with this business, and we are just on the cusp of that. And that's my phone. And that's my dad. You know, as I'm traveling back from ELC, I didn't tell you the hardest part of the story, this is a reminder, is that I got a phone call from my mom. And it seems that on every UBAM thing that I go off on, whether it's convention or a leadership retreat or mega regionals, I always get that call on the way home. That call that someone I love is in trouble and is sick, and things are not going well. And I got that call on the way home from ELC. My brother is not doing well, and my mom is leaving on a plane on Wednesday for probably 6 weeks. So there's that moment where you take that in and you just try to breathe, but then you have to flip it back around. Laura Schagel, one of the directors, gave an incredible talk about happiness. Kelly Akers gave an incredible talk about our mission and why we do what we do. We had so many wonderful speakers that really helped us flip things around. And my favorite quote that I'm not going to remember well is that we are limited by the walls that we set up. We can choose to let our circumstances beat us down. When I got that call, the last thing I wanted to do was work on my wish list or anything else that I had on my travel agenda that day. But today is a different day, and I'm going to keep going, because this business is going to provide the incredible income that I need to be able to fly to Boston on the drop of a hat when my brother needs me. I'm so grateful that my mom has a job that will allow her to do that. And while it's going to leave a huge void here in my life and in my childcare situation, I am happy that she could be there and do that for him. So life is a bunch of really hard choices, but you make the choice of what you're going to do with those circumstances. Marsha Petrie-Sue was our speaker, and she said, you can take it, you can leave it, or you can change it. Quitting in this business for me was never an option. So some of it, I had to take it. Others, I could change it, and I could change how I was working. I could change my attitude. I could change what I had control over. And so moving forward, as leaders, we are going to try to be offering a lot of different opportunities to help you refocus and restart, because we're not out of the woods yet. Shipping is 100% picked up, but there's going to be a lot of growth that's still going to come, because people still want our books. People are still wanting this opportunity to build a life for themselves and their family that this business can provide. That is still, we are going to continue to experience explosive growth. But the home office has amazing opportunities in store to help our warehouse become more effective. They're looking at actually selling our old warehouse now and building an entirely new building on that campus. We are a $100 million company right now, and they are projecting growth for a $500 million company. So they are looking way above and beyond so that we don't run into this circumstance again. So super excited about everything that does lie ahead. I know I still need to give myself some time to refuel, both personally and professionally. I know that I'm not done with that yet, and that's okay. If you are at that point too, because it's a process. But thanks for listening to this video. I know it's a little bit longer than normal, and I am going to create a different one that is highlights of ELC in terms of the updates in our business that you can expect to see in the coming weeks and months ahead. So thanks for watching.